ready then? Are we all sitting
considering-
comfortably?
Yeah, go
Considering
ahead.
my new character, I wouldn't mind. We all fucking TPK, really?
Well,
Wow.
really, this session's going to resume with you guys role-playing, because you just killed the Abishai. You are standing around its, like, body that is melting into a black goop, where, like, you're seeing the flesh peel off the bones, and then the bones turn to black goop, and it's just becoming a puddle on the floor. There are some orcs down below you, and you guys are standing there in the middle of the end of the battle. Yeah, you just finished the kill. You now have to decide what you're going to do.
What is
We
the
don't even
middle
know
of
if the
the end
orcs
of
are
the
friendly
battle?
yet.
You do not know that.
I'm gonna dip Wormraiser into the goo,
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna point it towards John.
You dip Wormraiser into the goo, and it starts sucking up the goo.
Ah,
Yeah, John's in the middle of a mage hand to start grabbing books out of the puddle of goo.
Mhm.
And I think Croc is standing on the books.
I want to
Yep.
get this quick, if you want your ink.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Oh,
Yeah, the sword is drinking the black goo. There's no ink to speak of. It's drinking it.
Damn.
I'll help John with the books with my own mage hand.
I will fuck Mage Hand. I'll just start pulling on the books. Beat me.
Okay, so everyone is wrestling for the books while Karak is trying to keep them underfoot.
Well, I'm trying to. I'm not pulling on them as much as I'm trying to stop the wizard from getting them.
Oh, okay, so you're trying to
Wait,
keep...
what?
trying to stop the wizard.
Alright, so 2 mage hands are trying to extract the books, and 2 people are trying to physically keep the books down.
There's 140 pounds of Croc on the books. I don't think 10 pounds of Mage Hand strength is going to move them. So
No, it can't, but I'm just saying that is the situation.
yeah, I was saying that more for Al's benefit.
Yeah,
but
like,
Al doesn't necessarily know how Mage Hand works, so he's
good
doing
point.
what he's doing, you know.
Or gravity, I guess.
Hey, Al understands how gravity works. He just fell off a cliff.
Gravity versus gravity.
You also got back up it, so something's wrong there.
Wait, I didn't fall off of a cliff. Right?
We all went off the cliff, right?
Yeah,
I jumped off the top of your landing. You fell.
Oh, did you jump off?
That's like the same thing, but with more finesse.
But with style.
Look,
The Abishai...
intention does matter. The Abishai?
Did the Abishai turn into black goop? Or is that just because it was killed by the Black Blood Blade? Like, why is there goop?
Make me an Arcana or Religion check. Up to you.
I'm just asking out of character if there's something that I missed. Or that I'm not remembering.
Well, I don't believe I, as the DM, explained.
Yeah, I don't think you did.
He did, yes.
He did?
Last session you explained.
Okay.
Because,
can someone fucking tell me what's going on? Because visually, I don't know what to visualize in my head right now.
So, devils, when they're killed in the mortal plane, they don't leave behind corpses.
Oh, yeah, no, he did tell us, yeah.
Yeah.
So like, did he explode? I can't remember.
No.
He's just kind of melting.
He just...
he's
ragdolled
of the
and then, yeah, and then he started melting into a puddle of black goo, and the bones started melting as well. He's just bubbling away, and then Knight stuck the black blood blade in, and it just started, like, the goop started being drawn into the blade. The blade's not getting any bigger, but it's happening.
I'm not using Mage Hand then. I am using Prestidigitation to try to clear the books of the goo.
Okay.
And anybody that's, like, in contact with it, aside from the Black Blood Blade.
Yeah, the Black Blood Blade is having a good old suck fest.
Yeah,
so
it can suck.
Well, I dipped Wormraiser into it. Is it not Wormraiser drinking it, or?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
if that's the case, then that's my mistake. But it is a blade with little wings, so let's just say you dip Wormraiser into it, and it like pops its wings out and goes down there, and it's drinking up.
that's fine.
Drink up.
So there's a little like half bat, half blade drinking a puddle.
He did a good job of being the only thing that could really do big damage to him.
Mm-hmm.
We could drink up.
Okay, so you're just giving it that then.
Yeah, sure.
Excellent.
A reward for the good puppy's dagger.
Well, the orcs know we're here now.
Yeah, that they do.
Yeah, but they're not very good at climbing cliffs, apparently.
Currently, the orcs are trying to extract the one that tried to walk into the cave from the mess of spines at the cave entrance. They have managed to drag him off, and he is kind of limping on a one bloodied leg.
Oh, aye, whoops. Forgot about that.
Might not want to let them know that you did it.
Ah, probably best not to.
Also, now we have the books back. I can put those in my bag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we need to talk about that, though.
What's there to talk about?
Like, what you're planning on doing with them?
Reading them? And
Yeah,
then
but
stopping the devil downstairs?
from doing what exactly?
Existing? Influencing the plane? Being a problem?
Sucking up all of its power?
Don't they just go back where they're from, though?
If you kill it, yeah. I think
So
that's why it was bound here in the first place.
So are you saying that you have a way of, like, annihilating it from existence completely and skipping the whole going back thing?
I think the information might be in the books. I haven't had a chance to
Wait.
sit down with them this whole time yet.
Greenie,
I've got
how do you know that?
The voice in the sky told us last 11 seconds ago.
The voice in the sky?
Aye.
Yes, but Croc, how do you as a character know that? Do you not know? Is that just vestigial knowledge?
I don't know. Do you want me to roll for it?
Yeah, go for it. If you roll high, it's just vestigial knowledge and you don't know how you know it.
God, no.
So no, it's not something you just know. It's something that must have been translated to you at some point.
Yeah, I think I got the you telling us and John telling us confused.
yeah, because John hasn't said anything about it.
Yes, then perhaps that wasn't something that Croc actually knew.
Yeah.
Luna's the one that knows, not John, because she's the one that made the religion check.
Yes, Luna knows. John knows some things, but Luna's the one that knows that devils melt.
Wait,
Yeah,
so did
Luna's the
Luna
authority
tell us?
right now.
I don't think Luna said anything about devils other than that this Abashi was part devil.
Gotcha.
And that helping John get the power of this devil would help us against the dragons.
Yeah, I think just in general, Krug disagrees with that last statement. But that's just because devils are like I know enough that I like devil's bad, right? That's not
I mean, okay. Devil's evil.
Yeah.
Bad is relative. Devils
True.
are evil aligned, but that I mean
True neutral.
there are plenty. Pardon?
Roll for swamp knowledge.
Like, for example, all of the orcs below you right now that are currently taking their axes and trying to hack away at the thorns guarding the cave, they're all evil aligned as well. But you tried to have a conversation with them and didn't immediately murder them. So it's relative. Bad is something that is personal.
To be fair, we had a conversation with them so that they wouldn't murder us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fly over to the edge and look and like observe what the orcs are doing.
Yeah, they're having conversations. Like a few of them are just guarding the edge, expecting you guys to kind of come down. They're definitely on guard. They came over here expecting a fight. A few of them have moved to bodies and are trying to see if like some of the guys are frozen and they're trying to like chip them out of the ice. And unfortunately, they're frozen through. So in trying to chip them out, the people they're trying to chip out are shattering. So that's not going well for them. And then a couple of them at the cave entrance trying to hack their way in, very frustrated that all of these very aggressive spines have sprouted up. And because they're magical spines, everyone they hack down, just a new one pops up. So they're not getting anywhere.
Poor dead bastards.
This is good. They respect strength. We should use this.
In common, I'm gonna yell down, "Don't worry, we killed them!"
You get a lot of, like, confused looks.
Guys, I don't think they speak common.
I don't think they do, no.
Gruak, are you able to communicate with them?
I mean, yeah, probably, as long as they speak Orcish, which, I mean, it seems likely. Crag will, like, bend down and pick up the books and walk over to John with them. And just to, like, hold them out to John, but not let go of them yet.
John will put his hand on as if he's like, as if you're handing them to him, and then when you don't
Yeah.
relinquish, he doesn't pull, he just kind of
Yeah.
holds there, looks you in the eyes.
Don't go evil.
He looks confused and says, "Of course not. I'm trying to stop Tiamat. I'm trying to save friends and family. My interests are purely for the benefit of others and myself for my own survival, and you, and Luna, and Al, and even the Knight."
Do I believe him?
That's a deeply personal question. Are you trying to incite a fellow party member?
It sounds like.
Do you want
What I'm
to?
aiming for.
Okay, well, Karak, do insight. John, either persuasion or deception, and you can PM it to me, and I can just say the number rather than which it is.
18.
Okay. Then yes, you do believe him. You on like John isn't a particularly charismatic guy, but he is speaking with conviction right now, which, as skittish as he is, that's not normal for John.
Croc will put the books in John's hand, pat his shoulder, give him a nod, and then look over to the cliff edge and go, "Okay, wish me luck," and walk over to the edge of the cliff.
All right, John, you are left with the books. So I think there were like 3 infernal books and 1 spell book, so I think it's like 4 books that have been returned to you. It's a thick stack of tomes. There's a lot of knowledge there.
Yes.
And then, Krark, you are standing at the edge of the cliff. The orcs do look to you immediately.
Yeah. Krark is just going to shout down to them in Orcish. "The dragon beast is dead. Your chieftain has been avenged."
So, usually there's like a structure with orcs, and they're all kind of looking around. As you noted, the chieftain is dead, so there's no like one person looking to step forward. So they all kind of step forward and start talking at once, and then turn on each other with scowls, like, "No, clearly I should be the next chieftain." And you immediately prompt a lot of infighting. Not necessarily swinging blades or anything, but they're all arguing with each other now as to who should address you. It went from a tense, we're all standing united together, and it immediately devolved to, like, "Hey, I should be the boss." Even the 2 that were chopping at the thorns turn around and go, "Oh my god, these idiots," step forward at the same time to interrupt them, and then start arguing between themselves. So it's now just an entire pack of orcs having multiple arguments down below.
I was like, "Oh,
What did you say to them?"
I told them that we killed the dragon thing.
Why are
And
they
now they're
fighting?
arguing about who gets to be the new one to talk.
Oh.
Hey.
If they all kill each other, then less for us to worry about.
It's not erupted into actual physical violence yet, but you know, the day's still young.
And we know how orcs are.
Weird.
I'm just gonna sit down and wait.
So I have
See
the
how long
weird,
it takes.
I have the weirdest question here because I don't know what the American equivalent of this game is. But do you guys know what Mercy Mercy is?
No.
What's
Is that where you
the
like,
British
interlock
equivalent
your-
of that?
Is that where you like interlock your fingers together and like try to like bend each other's wrists back until someone cries mercy?
Yes.
What?
And a lot of the
Okay, okay.
orcs start doing that right now, where they're clasping hands and trying to overpower each other until one gives up. So you like a lot of games of this in an almost tiered system start happening, and a lot of orcs are just like rippling muscles against each other, clasped hands, until one manages to twist the wrist of the other, and until that orc then gives up. Until eventually an orc who's won a majority of this games, which was one of the most wounded orcs. So
Good on
it's
him.
it's almost like he was clearly stronger than the rest, or the adrenaline from the damage he took pushed him to not feel the pain as much as the others and get a victory. You can't tell. But he eventually steps forward, and even though you opened with a proclamation of the dragon thing is dead, your war chief has been avenged, he looks to you and the immediate words out of his mouth are, "What are these?" pointing to the fucking thorns.
Croc will just look over them and say, and Orcish will just say, it looks like magic. However, if they are bothering you, and Croc will take their staff and point it at the thorns, and I will use produce flame to conjure a flame in my hand, and I will throw it into the thorns
Right.
and end concentration on the thorns.
Okay.
Nice.
You have to
All
go
right.
with the
So
green
I get
Jesus.
what you're going for here, but what this actually looks like is you throw a ball of fire into the thorns. The ball of fire ineffectually plops to the ground, disperses, and then all the thorns go away. So all the orcs are expecting like the thorns to burn, and they don't. They just vanish, which just makes them all scratch their heads and look really confused. Make me a persuasion check.
Oh, good God. My zero-ass charisma.
It was a good plan, but the
Can I-
delivery is... Yeah, go ahead.
Can I assist?
Absolutely. What would you like to do to assist?
Can I wait, let me look at Kennel flame, semi-soil. Make a color small. Can I use prestidigitation to try to make it look like it's more fancy than it was? Like to try to make it look
Yes, and describe exactly what your more fancy looks like. What are you aiming for?
I want to, because prestidigitation says you can make a color or a mark. So like
Uh-huh.
I want to make, and I can do up to 3 of those. So make it look like a bunch of like spots of fire just ripple across the vines.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yes, so make me that persuasion check with advantage now, Karat, because it looks a little bit more convincing now Luna's helping.
Go. Thank you. I appreciate it for
Oh,
a
didn't even need it.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
I have a yeah.
Oh shit.
25.
Okay, so all of the orcs except the main one who is trying to save face step back like, oh, magic.
Yep.
And believe you. And this guy is like, he's doing his best stone face, but he's done that thing that a tough guy does where he hasn't turned around to see all of his friends back away yet because
Yeah.
he took that one step forward. So
Yeah.
he's brandishing his axe at you,
Yep.
and he gives you the, I don't believe you didn't do it. And then at that point, mid-sentence, he catches that no one is behind him. and like you can see his head turn left, his head turn right, and then the axe head drops a little bit, and then he sets it down. He's doing his best to save face, but you can tell this very aggressive, like animal-looking snarl is there to save the fact that he is now shitting himself. Because that is genuine magic that you just performed on something that they couldn't figure out. The war chief is gone. This guy was running on pure adrenaline. He's stepped up, and now he has no idea what to do. So he's just kind of standing there and does that typical orc calculation of, like, all right, say something clever. You should leave.
Nailed it.
Question.
Croc will just kind of out of the corner of the mouth say, John, do you need to get into that cave?
I believe I don't know for sure. I believe that's where the book was pointing us to. I know the location of the devil, so it was in the cave, right, Mr. Blaze?
Devil's definitely in the cave.
I'll cross my arms and look down at the orcs and tell Croc I can. If this is the strongest one of them, I can totally kick all of their asses.
Al, you're
I
too
start
hard.
counting my arrows.
Croc will be like, it might come to that, but let's try to be diplomatic.
Before we progress any farther,
Hmm.
is there any? Because we only got like half the camp here. Is there any like orcs on the horizon that are like coming towards like all the kerfuffle, or does it look like we have the main concentration of the occupants of the camp here?
You don't have the main concentration, but there's been no because the war chief died and they're now trying to deal with you. No one sounded any alarm. You can see further off in the distance there's still activity and orcs over there, but they haven't really like all moved over this way or rushed over this way. There's a camp that's just kind of second half of the camp inactive, and you don't know if that's because that's the non-warrior side of the camp or just because they haven't come this way yet.
Gotcha.
I thought this side didn't have a lot of weapons either, though.
Oh, well, they didn't have weapons out when you first like met them, but as soon as a fight started, they went into their tents, grabbed them, and then
Okay.
started running into battle. So they do have weapons now.
These are the
Good
orcs
enough.
that are all like fucked up, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So the guy you're talking to has like a burning demonic looking eye, but you can't see much else going on
Mhm.
until he starts talking, and then like one of his tusks and the inside of his mouth, like it's really weird to explain this, but orcs have fairly normal looking tongues. This guy's tongue is kind of serpentine.
Mm.
And it doesn't seem to be like affecting his voice all that much, but you can tell because sometimes when he finishes like speaking, it flicks and then like retreats back in.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think John wants to go in the cave, so but I'd rather we be rested when we do.
Yeah.
We can hold out up here. I can make the dome. John whispers to you from. He'll walk up behind you like after
Yeah.
you ask the question. So it's
Yeah.
little retrospect. I'm back to present.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Crouch is like, yeah, but I want to try and make it easy for us to get in and out. Crouch will just look at this kind of orc who's nominated himself the spokesman, and just kind of yeah. Crouch just gonna say, we'll go when we decide to go. For the moment, you'll just have to deal with that.
Now, the question here is, you dispelled the thorns from the cave entrance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the thorns are gone. You say we'll go when we decide to go. This orc gives you kind of like an up nods snort combo where he like tips his head up and flares his nostrils at you, and then he looks to the side at like the orcs next to him and just motions to the cave entrance. Now he stands there, arms folded, resting his folded arms on the top of his great axe, like staring at you guys, keeping dead eye contact with you, Karak. but 3 of the orcs nearby start heading into the cave. And they didn't exchange any words as to what his intention is, but they shared a look. Now, you've been in a party, so you've seen entire sentences exchanged with mere looks before.
Yeah.
And that just happened between these two. So on the way in, those 3 orcs go. Are you guys going to do anything about that? Are you stopping them? Are you continuing to rest?
That's not good.
I mean, Croc's just gonna be like, well, what do we do, folks?
I could kill them before they get there.
All 3 of them?
Well, maybe not all 3.
I think we missed that chance.
I'm sorry.
John's gonna-
What are you asking if we can do?
Well,
What's the
3 of the
plan?
orcs have just gone into the cave, and Croc was wondering if we should stop them or not, but
They're already demonic and fucked up. Yeah.
yeah.
And they live here.
Why do we care?
Well, it's
Oh.
to make our lives slightly easier, that's all.
We will be going in there at some point, I think.
Yeah.
Wait, that leaves just 2 orcs outside. Yeah.
No, 5.
5.
We could just get rid of the 5 now.
Well, 5 in front of you. There is a 6th. I don't know if you guys remember, spoken of last time.
Oh, yeah.
Who just fully didn't give a fuck and has not begun to.
Chef, right?
Yep, Cookie.
Yeah.
I do like Cookie. I mean, yeah, like, do we just
Yeah,
ignore them?
I fly over to Croc and I say, you should probably tell them that, I mean, I don't know what you're saying because I don't speak Orcish, but you should probably let them know that if they take any hostile actions against them, we'll kill them like we did the devil.
I mean,
I'm sure that'll go down well.
well,
Orcs
I mean,
only know one thing, Bron.
Yeah, they're orcs. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you said he sort of like did like kind of like that sort of like upward snort thing.
Yeah.
Croc is just gonna say, just respond to that with, well, I hope that was you acquiescing.
There's not a word in Orcish for acquiescing.
Good point. Yeah.
Yielding?
Complying?
Yeah, complying.
Yeah, those words are very difficult in Orcish. You have to do like quite a few mistranslations to get there because orcs don't do backing down. It's
Right,
just
submit.
not Yeah, exactly. This is the thing. Words like that in Orcish are usually used in an aggressive, as in, we made them submit. So basically what you just said to this guy is, I hope you're a pussy.
Yeah.
I hope you're dying.
And he just grabs his axe head, rolls his shoulders, in the most... Oh, God. I'm not even going to ask anyone to roll initiative, but this guy is trying to run up the hill at you because you just said something so dramatically offensive to him. But the 4 orcs behind him see this happen, and in a rare moment of brilliance, they beeline forward as well to the cave entrance. They are leaving this guy to suicidally charge the entire party, and they're getting in the fucking cave.
Say the word, give the order.
So a couple of things happen here. Like, how do you guys react? One orc is trying to run up this steep-ass cliff to just get to you, and 4 are darting towards the cave.
What are the chances I can find the biggest fuck rock on this cliff?
I mean, this cliff has fallen... Like, you could grab the edge of the cliff and just rip off a chunk of it.
Cool. I'll rip off as big of a chunk as I can and just throw it on the guy climbing.
So yeah, John wants to chill touch the guy climbing as well through the staff.
Okay, so you guys are trying to murder the approaching orc, but you're not worrying about the fleeing ones?
Can I put an
across that
arrow
bridge.
into the fleeing ones, like the front runner, and maybe they've got to like trip over him?
I think I'll wait for the knight to launch that first arrow, and then an orcish will just say, "So you have chosen death," and I'm just gonna re-erupt spike growth underneath them all.
Okay,
Sure,
excellent. Right, we'll roll an initiative for the order this happens in. What are you trying to say, Luna?
How close together are those 4 orcs? Is it all 4 of them
Nice.
that are dashing?
They're all dashing, but they are in the position that they're shown on the battle map right now. It's just because initiative's going to happen, they're probably going to run slightly out of order.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not going to get off at any of them because of my shit initiative.
Same.
So you have chosen pussy.
It's just the unfortunate thing of, like, you stopped to say, so you have chosen death. If you'd have done spike growth first, you might have got them. But
Yeah.
the announcing it, you just in the back of your head, you're like, oh, I did the cool thing, not the effective thing.
Yeah, but it's not just about hurting them, it's about sending a message.
And the message has been sent.
Well,
Anyway, John.
speaking is a free action, though.
True, it is, but I'm trying to rationalize the bad initiative roll.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thematically.
Sure.
Okay, so we got a level up. Cantrips go up on a level up. Is this level 5 cantrip damage, or is this level 4
Yeah, it's level
cantrip
5
damage?
cantrip damage. Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's
level 5, right?
Yeah.
So
You got level 5, you just didn't gain any hit points out of it, because
We
that's
haven't
not the way it
rested
works.
yet.
yeah, well, I wasn't sure because we also didn't get the because I got 3rd level spells and I did not get those spell slots
Yep.
until after a rest.
Right,
So I
but
was
you
making
will
sure.
when you rest.
Yeah, cool.
But
Anyway.
this is about learning and replenishing. So you've learned to do your magic better, but you haven't replenished your magic yet.
You
Gotta
gotta
have a
roll
kip
for
first.
Vren.
I could roll for Vren. Vren doesn't know what the score is right now, but let's put him on the initiative order. That didn't roll. Come on, Vren. Any day now, buddy.
Yeah, boy.
Come on, Vren, you can do it.
Okay, he rolled a 1 and then an 18, so he got a 1.
Why?
Because the initiative rolled twice, and his first one was a 1.
Oh.
So
I think
Vren did.
roll 20 was lagging, so when Blaze just hit it again, it was like, oh, you wanted to do it twice? We got you.
Yeah, Vren did fantastically well.
It's okay, so did me and Luna.
Yep.
Alright, guys, I got this.
Around.
Get it, John.
So
I was through the staff because I'm trying to get my orb recharged. I don't know if it'll recharge on a kill.
Please don't kill yourself.
that's
If
a
it,
13 to hit?
Yeah.
Right. Unfortunately, the start, like, you cast it through the orb, it's not doing the thing right now. Like, it's spent, so you just deal 5 damage to this approaching orc. He takes it in stride. He's wounded, but he's still coming. His pride is on the line.
copy that. So it doesn't feed off of my own life force.
No.
It's just inert at the moment.
Yeah.
Copy.
I mean, it's still a casting focus. There's still magic to it, but it's not got additional effects running right now.
Gotcha.
All right. So is that your turn?
I don't think there's any bonus actions I can do, so yeah.
None yet.
You can move.
How?
So what do I have to roll to fucking throw a big chunk of rock at this fuck?
So have you, like, how big are we talking?
Big enough that I think it could make him fall on his head and kill him?
I mean, you could do that with a tiny pebble, depending on where you aimed it. But are you, like, trying to grab like a 2-handed chunk of rock, a 1-handed chunk of rock?
Yeah,
like,
sure. A 2-handed chunk of rock.
Okay. In that case, just direct strength, not proficient.
Cool. I'm good at that.
Yeah. Okay, that hits.
Oof.
You're good at
What
that.
flavor of damage?
I'm gonna say a big 2-handed chunk of rock. You can only throw 1 per turn, but you get a whole 1d6 out of that, plus your strength. So 1d6 plus 4.
7 whole damage.
7, right. So as he's running up, you just huck a chunk of rock at him, and like the opposing momentums of him trying to run up and it coming down, it just catches him in the side of the head. There's a crunch, and he ragdolls to the floor mid-run, so he just collapses, a big splatter of blood up the side of the thing, and he is toast.
Yeah, take that.
It is
Donkey
very
Kong.
clear. Now that he's dead, I look to the rest of the party. Is it still clear that they're aiming for the ones running to the cave?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, okay, sure. I'll try and do the thing I did before and just jump down as far as I can.
Okay, go for it.
Owl
Uh,
moment. Owl moment.
I have 15 temp HP. This is deceptive, okay? I have double this.
Sure.
Temp.
So it was an athletics check?
Yes.
Oh no. That was
Bruh.
Okay, this is the dice are telling a story. This is exactly what I wanted to happen. So you guys see Al rip out a chunk of rock on the edge of the thing he's standing on,
Yep.
throw it, and then immediately, before he even takes a step, that destabilizes the rest of what he's standing on, and he just goes. He just goes and ragdolls down the side of the cliff with chunks of rock scattering down with him.
I like
Ripping
the
up that
image.
chunk of rock was totally unadvised.
I like the image from the ground. There's the rock that just like splatters the orc's head,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's Al
Oh,
who lands and splatters his own head. I guess.
Now, how much damage did I make John take last time, for fairness' sake?
That was like a year ago. Who
It
remembers?
was 2d6. It was the falling damage from the height of the
Yeah,
cliff.
2d6, so we'll do 2d6. You take 10 bludgeoning damage as you just ragdoll down the side of this thing.
This is fine.
It's fine, guys. I got 15 HP.
Now, the worst thing about it, Al, it is the least graceful landing you've ever done. Last time you did a full-on superhero landing. This time, not only have you landed prone, you've landed prone with rocks on top of you.
That's fine.
Is your jacket okay?
Probably, I don't know. Okay, so I have a very important thing. It only cost me 5 feet of movement to get up. So can I stand up?
Yeah, you can.
Cool. I'll stand up and brush myself up and just like, okay, we're gonna forget that, and I'll just square up.
Yeah, despite going down like an absolute sack of potatoes, Al does bounce up and like get his fists up and start bouncing on the ball of his feet. You've seen this of Al. He is no stranger to hitting the deck.
Looks like we're not going to forget that.
Everyone will remember that.
And
Told you athlete was a good feat to take for Al specifically.
it was Niles. Good idea.
Okay, is that your full turn then, Al?
Do I have any movement?
Okay, you moved like 5 feet, fell, and then stood up. So you've used 10 feet of movement.
Cool. I'll
I thought the
block the way
cliff
to
was
the
40
entrance.
feet tall.
Yeah, but I fell. I didn't
Yes,
walk.
but that was falling. That wasn't him moving. That was
Gotcha.
him falling. Okay, so that moves us on to an orc. The one at the back getting to go first. Now, he can use his aggressive feat to move closer to Al. He could dash from here, but actually what he's going to do, being that Al has decided to harry him, is he's going to take a great axe attack against Al. He's going for a full-on drive-by. He thinks he can take Al's head off on the way past. That is a 16 to hit for 5 slashing damage.
How's your temp HP doing?
How's your HP doing?
Okay, you muted.
I assume he
think
typed
he's
in "that's my
AFK.
turn" and then immediately went AFK.
Oh,
So
okay.
when he comes back, we'll remind him about that. The knight, it is your turn.
Okay. The one that attacked Al has moved and done an action, so I don't need to worry about him. He's closest to the thing, so I'm gonna get him
Okay.
with a short bow. Pew.
15 definitely hits.
And I did steady aim, by the way. I just didn't say that, so that's my bonus action movement gone, by the way.
Okay.
But that much damage.
Obliterated.
You immediately skewer this orc in a vital organ. It's one of those moments, like, you're firing from up above, so you guys see an arrow sink into, like, the side of this orc's neck, but, like, really deep. And then something strange happens, because this orc is just running, and then just, like, his body doesn't go stiff, it just goes completely limp, and he just drops. And blood starts just pouring from his mouth as he's sliding at running speed along the floor. As you see that the arrow's gone in so deep in the side of the neck, it's gone down and pierced the heart from above.
Ugh.
Like a truly masterful sharpshooter shot from the knight.
Wonderful. I will knock another arrow and take aim, and that's my turn.
Okay. So we're on to the dead
Oh,
orc.
alright.
He remains dead. The next guy is gonna run here, and then he's gonna take his dash action. So he's moving around and just avoiding Al and getting into the cave, letting some guy fight. You hear him bellowing into the mouth of the cave as he's running. So in Orcish, he's like saying intruders and hostile, but in a way that is like, I don't know how to put this, but it sounds like code words. Like, this isn't just there are intruders and they are hostile. It's like military precision kind of intruders hostile. I don't know. Where did you go?
Where did you go?
I just got back here. I was getting water.
I didn't
You were
move or
there
touch
a
your
second,
token.
and then you were not another.
Yeah, you also took 5 slashing damage from the orc that is
Sure.
just above you.
Okay, and speaking of orcs just above me, did I get an attack of opportunity on the guy behind me now? Like the one that need this one?
No,
He ran
Okay,
around you.
fuck.
he ran around.
Rude.
Rude indeed. This guy's dead, so I don't know why. Oh, right. He was on the initiative order because he was the one running at you. We've got this boy who is going to do a similar sort of thing. He runs 90 feet to about here. And then it's Luna's go.
Have we seen these boys be immune to fire for anybody attacking them?
I mean,
can't
they've got
remember.
infernal links, so they might be like resistant to it.
Yeah.
Yes, we did see them be immune by fire. The Abashi used a fire attack on them, and nothing happened.
Okay.
That's true.
Well, that's what I was wondering because I couldn't remember.
Well, no, the Abashi didn't use a fire attack. The Orc War Chief self-destructed, if you remember.
Oh,
Right.
He jammed a shard into his chest and exploded, and all the orcs around him were just fine.
Right.
yeah, everyone held him down. That was it.
I'm just gonna attempt to fly down the cliff after Owl. I don't know how close I'm gonna get though, because the cliff is 40 and this is 50?
Yeah.
I don't understand this map though, so...
You can get 2 squares on this map. It's a very annoying map, but...
So, like, I'm halfway down?
Yeah. If you want to do the same as Alan, ragdoll down, you can get down a lot faster.
No, my
Do it.
walking
Just
speed
then.
is even less.
Yes, but your falling speed is equal to everyone else's.
Is Al within 60 feet of me at least?
He should be now, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna use a bonus action to give him Shield of Faith.
Excellent. So, Al, your AC increases by 2.
Can I use a main action to transfer sorcery points, or is that bonus action only?
Believe it's bonus action only.
Alright, that's my turn then.
Okie dokie. Croc.
Okay. Well, you know, they chose death.
They did. I mean, a lot of them tried to flee, so I don't know if that was choosing death. But the main guy definitely chose death for them.
Yeah. So the actual squares are accurate, right?
Sure.
Ish.
Ish. It's a very annoying map.
If it's like 5 feet off, it seems like that's been questionable.
Yeah, so 2 squares is...
Yeah, so I'm letting you move 37 feet, because otherwise we'd be moving a square per turn, and that's untenable on a map like this.
I'm not even thinking about moving. I think I'm just gonna... So...
I don't mean to interrupt, but is dash a main action for everybody except rogues?
Yes.
Fuck, could I have used my dash action?
Yes, you could have.
Okay, can I move here?
Yep, absolutely.
I'm so sorry, it just occurred to me. Anyway, sorry.
Can somebody just draw like a straight line so I can get a rough idea of what 40 feet across is?
I mean, it's 2 squares
Between
this-
here and there.
on this map.
Oh, it's there. Yeah, pretty much.
Is
That's
this
3
what you are?
squares.
Oh yeah, 3 squares. My bad.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Wrong one. Oh, come on. Stop being a dick. There we go. And... up. Alrighty. I'm just slapping spike root growth back down.
Checks out.
Okay, excellent. If they start in it, do they take any damage? Or if they stand still, are they okay?
It's only for speed that they travel.
Right. So no damage just yet.
No damage just yet. And hey, that's all she wrote.
Okay.
She wrote a good one.
So it's Vren's turn. Vren's kind of stepping up. He was so far back that he wasn't looking over the cliff this entire time. He saw Al jump down, Luna fly down. He's kind of holding the guard drake and he's going, what's going on now?
The orcs don't like us.
They chose death.
They chose
They're
that.
also running towards the cave with the devil in it.
Yeah, and they're shouting something about intruders.
Okay, are we letting the guard drake off the leash, or am I going to have to keep hold of him?
Oh, not yet. I don't want them getting hurt. There's lots of spikes down there.
Right. Well, and you can see Vren is literally holding the guard drake, and you know what? Let's move them a square together. He's holding the guard drake, and this thing is like a bouncy, happy puppy. It wants in on the action. It wants to guard you guys. It's not necessarily snapping at Vren, but he's having to spend all of his action to hold this thing from just running down the side of a cliff and probably ragdolling down because it watched Al do it, and it's a very impressionable little guy.
Yeah.
God
So
damn it.
Vren gives up his turn to stop the guard drake suiciding down the cliffside.
For sure.
Back to John.
I was gonna kill
Alright.
that thing by parenting it.
We're just gonna take another pop shot. At the oak, the orc closest to Al there.
Yeah, the one that hit Al. That's definitely a hit. 8 necrotic damage. So he's fairly badly wounded by this. You see the hand like grasp onto him and just suck the life out of his skin. The infernal areas, because this is one of the guys that has a big old like infernal looking arm, seem to be a bit more resistant to it, but the actual overall orc has no resistance whatsoever, and you're still harming him perfectly fairly.
So his arm looks like it has necrotic resistance.
That's not going to matter though if you kill the rest of him. The arm needs the rest of the body to live, so it's not giving him any resistance. It's just those areas aren't necrotizing as much as the others.
Yeah, they're not
Gotcha. So liquid snake, this orc is not.
Indeed.
That's gonna be my turn. I don't want to go. If it looks safe, I'll take a step forward into what was formerly the Abashi's square.
Sure.
But we're gonna be treading lightly, so I don't have the cliff break away out from underneath me.
Smart decision.
You learned that
Yes.
lesson.
I have indeed. Me and John both have learned that lesson.
Yes.
But that's
Careful
gonna be
with
the
your
turn.
wording this time. I appreciate that. All right, so that's your turn. And then it's the orc in front of Al, who is going to take another swing.
Wait, you skipped me. I was right after John.
Oh, right, yes.
Oh yeah,
Because you
token, yeah.
deleted yourself, you're
I
not actually
didn't-
on the turn order right
I
now.
wasn't even here to delete myself.
So, what was your initiative?
18 or something like that. Yeah,
But that's-
18.
But the second you came back is what made it disappear, so it must have been something.
Nah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kay, you are guilty.
All right, Kay, your turn then. Or Al,
Uh,
sorry.
Well, so this orc is in a pile of blenderizing material, yeah?
He is standing in it, but he doesn't seem to be harmed by it because he's standing still and swinging an axe at you.
So have you ever heard of the shove action?
I've heard of it.
I will take it.
Okay.
Is it just an athletics contested thing?
It
or-
is a contested athletics check, absolutely.
Why am I rolling so low in strength?
14. He rolls a 15. So you shove at him with all your force, and he just takes it on the chest and roars in your face.
So I have quite a few attacks. Does this count as one of them or all of them?
That counts as an attack, but you can't bonus action. Like you can't use your bonus action unarmed strike feature for an extra shove action.
Okay.
You just get the 2.
But
So
for
you've got
level-
another one.
Yeah, we're level 5. Sure, I'll try again.
So you can either shove action again, grapple, or actually make an attack. You're not stuck doing just one feature.
Is it possible I like physically to just shove him so that he bumps into the guy right behind him, but then they both fall?
I mean, yes, but again, that's the shove action, and you'd have to
Yeah,
roll
yeah,
really well. So you'd have to beat his DC by more than 5 to get him to knock into the other guy. All right, that's a 16.
Oh my god.
Sorry to interrupt, by the way, but yes, sorry, they should have taken damage when it first erupted. I misread my spell.
Okay, so what damage do they take?
They take 2d4, so 5.
Okay, so we'll take 5 off all of them. Is
Okay,
there
I don't
any
wanna be-
save for it, or
No.
okay?
Okay,
You
but
don't-
look, I wouldn't have shoved him if it was this low.
Uh,
Like, no, for real.
Well, you were successful on this shove, so this is enough to kill him. Unfortunately, I said by more than 5. You beat his DC by exactly 5. So you shove this guy into some spikes, but he like this. I don't know if you know the physics of spikes, but if you've ever shoved on something onto spikes, it stops moving very rapidly because of the spikes.
It makes
So he
sense. I'm 6 intelligence.
he doesn't shove into his friend. He just is now impaled on a load of thorny vines.
He had a great axe, yeah?
Yep.
Can I just pick it up and overhead just toss it at the other guy?
If you
As
had
a
another
bonus
attack,
action,
you
yeah.
could.
I'm Moxie point. Well, actually, I do have just a normal bonus action attack without a Moxie point.
Yes, but that's for an unarmed strike, and throwing a
yeah.
weapon is definitely not an unarmed strike.
Well, it's an improvised.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
And if you could improvise throwing a piece of your
Well,
body, I would
okay,
roll that as an unarmed
okay.
strike.
Hear me out. He's unarming himself. That's an unarmed strike.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's true.
Amazing rules lowering wordplay, not how it works.
Fuck.
Niall should
Can I
get
make it
inspiration
here?
for that.
Brilliant.
Is it possible for me to make it here?
I'll allow it. Yes, you can, and Niles, you can get inspiration for that.
Oh, fuck
Cool.
yeah. I'll take that.
Moxie point, 2 unarmed strikes against asshole number 1.
Oh yeah, go.
Okay, that's an 11 and a 6. Both of those hit, so you awkwardly shove the first guy twice to kill him. This guy, you just come around the side, clock him in the right side of the jaw, and as his head is snapping to the side, like big old haymaker that just impacts the side of his head. Something breaks. You're not sure if it's skull, neck, jaw, or what, but it just lays him out. And as he's laid out, again, impaled straight on the spikes.
I'll look to the last orc and go, "You're the last one left. I don't want to do this. Just walk away."
Okay, you said that very calmly to the back of someone's head as they're sprinting towards a cave in the middle of spikes. And he doesn't speak common. So, like, there is literally 3 layers of him not registering that.
Which is perfect because I really do want to do this. I'm just giving him the courtesy of, surrender.
Okay, good to know. So, is that your turn, Al?
Unless you're willing to give me another action.
No, I think you're good on those. Alright, the knight, it's your turn.
Q. Fucking. What's the word? Steady aim. That's it. Bonus action.
Okay.
Pew. Thank God. Pew.
Jeez.
How's he doing?
What the heck?
Similarly, the knight is just amazing at getting vital areas. So you see, like, this guy was running open-mouthed, and like an arrow just through the side of one side of his neck and out the other. he was doing something that was requiring a lot of oxygen. Suddenly he's pulling in not a lot of oxygen, but a lot of blood. So just drowning in his own lungs, he just falls to the floor, gurgling. Which, you know, that's a fairly slow death until he falls to the floor on thorn spikes and is now just casually ripped to shreds by them also. So a very agonizing, painful death. And I believe that's all the orcs that are outside of the cave right now, so I think that's going to drop us out of initiative.
There is one. I don't know what we do about it.
There's Cookie, yeah. He's watching, but he's just stirring a big old like iron pot right now.
There's a walk here. Is he meant to be there?
But we're not touching Cookie. Cookie's fine.
Yeah,
as long as he doesn't touch us, we're fine.
The warg is there. I can tell you what the warg is doing. The warg is still mourning the lack of body of the orc war chief, because this is the war chief's warg.
Oh,
okay. It's not even a bod. Like, he is pouring the space, like the charred space that the orc war chief was, and kind of whimpering. So you can go murder the warg if you want.
No!
But he's not being aggressive towards you guys.
Okay.
That's Croc's new mount.
Warg? Okay, got it. Kill the warg.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's
I'm getting out of this?
Friend who? Really?
Firebolt.
I was going to say, Al takes a firebolt to the back of the head.
That would immediately kill me.
Yes, it would.
Fred's just like, that's who, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's not really Vren's style at this stage in time, but we drop out of initiative there. You guys have slaughtered these orcs.
Way.
The inside of the cave is very, very dark, so you can't, like, Al, you can't really see what's going on inside there.
I can see.
But you can, sure, you can see up to 60 feet.
Yep.
Yeah, the ones that ran in initially, as it took 2 rounds of combat, they're more than 90 feet inside now.
Okay.
So you can't see them, you just see the mouth of a cave.
I'm gonna fly over and drop in Al's pocket.
Okay.
I need a rest.
Sure. I'll just stand there awkwardly looking at the spikes, not really knowing how they work.
And Crow's just like, don't stand on them. They'll probably kill you.
Sounds like a challenge to you, Al.
That's what I was actually contemplating whether that's what I want to do. But no, I'll pass this time.
Can I take a
Just
short
because Luna's in
rest
my top.
while having a concentration spell going?
You can't concentration spell and short rest at the same time.
Fuck!
And also, I believe that spell lasts
10 minutes.
10. Okay, it lasts the duration of the short rest.
Right.
So it wouldn't be active at the end of the short rest anyway. But
are we
you
going
you can
in now, or are we waiting?
Well, as much as I would like to wait, I'm spent up when it comes to waiting. So
I'm gonna. Are there any like rocks nearby that I could secure a rope onto?
There's plenty of rocks. You've watched a lot of the rocks on the edge of this cliff fall away.
Are there any like big meaty ones that look like they're not going to budge without a fight?
No, there's no big rocks. It's all like grassy stuff. There's no big weighty rocks, unfortunately.
Al's on his own. I'm going to start short resting.
Okay. It's not on his own. Luna's down there.
Climbing cliffs. I don't know what Luna's going to really do. Like maybe hold the back of his shirt and flap. I guess. I don't know.
hold the back of the shirt and flap. Okay. I'm not going in until. Well, first of all, until the fucking thorn's clear. Second of all, I'm just waiting for everyone else.
Yeah, Crouch said, we don't really know what's in there, so I don't recommend going in half-cocked.
Well, if you want to go in full power, that means tomorrow for me, so...
In full cocked.
Yeah, same.
So what's the plan, then?
John, do the thing!
Well, what thing? Do you want the the hut, the domey thing.
Yeah.
Where do we want it? Do we want to put it down at the mouth of the cave, so that way they can't get through?
That's smart.
Yeah, make it a rock again, then they'll just be sus.
Yeah.
But what if big devil thing tries to come out of the cave and we're just sitting there?
It's a
Yeah, we don't
Well-
actually know
we'll
what's
be
in there.
protected.
As far as I know, the bubble's impervious to like physical and magical attacks. And if
Didn't
the
you
devil,
say there were spells? I'm pretty sure you mentioned this, so I'm just going to assume Al knows it. Didn't you mention spells being able to dispel other spells?
yes, it can be dispelled, sure, but
But
if
devil magic.
yeah, devil magic, but we haven't seen if these orcs were capable of spells, they would have used it versus the Abashi, right?
You would think.
So, I mean, that was a big threat, and it killed a lot of them.
Yeah,
So
but
I don't think that they have the capacity to spellcast. And
No-
these books, they outline that the devil is, in fact, bound, and something is siphoning power from it.
what if they're running in there to unbind it because we're
They're
killing all
not
of them?
gonna unbind it. That would be really stupid on their part.
Or,
They're orcs. No.
or,
offense.
Well,
or, what if they're running in there to get the thing that's been siphoning the power?
Oh yeah.
I think they've been siphoning the power. That's why they look all messed up.
that was what I was thinking as well.
They've been doing kind of a shit job of it, haven't they? I mean, they were just as easy to take down as any other orcs.
Oh, but they were fire immune and ice. No, they were very susceptible to ice, actually. Never mind.
Huh.
But yeah,
Well,
normal orcs aren't fireproof, are they?
I don't think so, no.
I didn't think so.
No, I can attest normal
No.
orcs are not fireproof.
They're definitely not, because Fred melts them.
Thanks, friend. But yeah, so they're definitely getting something out of this deal.
Fair play. Well, what do you think then? Do we just go down, sit right in front of their house,
Well,
and then
that's
just
kind of what I was thinking. I'll extended spell the dome so it lasts for 16 hours. It goes away right after I walk out of it.
Yeah.
But we'd have time for a rest, for a strategy, and we could use it as a base of operations if we wanted to send someone to scout the cave. And I glance at the knight and then look away. Maybe not.
I could probably do that.
But
Okay.
if there was trouble, we could come back to the dome. I want you all to say this with me. Back to the dome.
Point of order. Is the dome being set up here or down there? Am I moving the guard drake and the elk down there, or are we moving up here?
So I was thinking that we use the dome to obfuscate the cave entrance, so that way who's in the cave can't get out, and who's not in the cave can't get in. That way we know that we have isolated groups of orcs.
That's my vote.
Right. So Look, I'll be honest. I don't know how I'm going to get an elk down there.
We could just leave him up here with the cart.
Yeah.
You could stay up here with the cart as well and send for us if we're in danger
Do you
or you're
want
in
me to
danger.
stay up here with the guard drake and the elk then?
Don't think that that's a great plan. Do you want to stay out here alone on a cliff overlooking a valley of orcs? Or do you want to come into the relative safety of the bubble?
Well, you can always come down into the bubble.
Not a huge fan of fireproof orcs, but I think between me and the guard drake we could eat a decent amount of orcs and wake you guys up before we were killed.
I mean,
you could send the familiar with us, and if you run into any danger, you could take him away again.
Either way, I'm not going to be asleep, so...
While I'm in Al's pocket, the pocket's gonna glow a little bit, and I'm gonna twin spell my last cure wounds onto both of us.
Oh, sick. Wait, why are you low?
What? I've been getting hit.
Okay,
Had a big silly fight, Kay.
You and Al restore 11 hit points. Unfortunately, that doesn't restore any of Al's cognition to realize why you're hurt.
Listen, it's been a few fucking weeks, okay?
I'm ending my concentration. I'm just starting a long rest in his pocket.
A long rest?
A long rest, you heard me.
Okay. Alright.
What about, are you are you okay up here with them? Do you want us to take the Drake, or do you want us to leave the Drake with you? What do you think's?
If I'm staying up here with the elk, I would feel safer with the Drake, and it makes
Right.
sense to keep the Drake out of the way, because if he sees you guys running into combat, I assume he's just going to run after.
Fair point. Right.
Strength isn't my main thing. Holding him back from that last encounter was difficult, and it was a cliff edge, so I didn't want to
Sure.
let go.
Right. We'll go down, you stay up here.
Deal.
Just be safe, alright?
Safe as I can be.
I'll be awake no matter what, so come get me if you need me, or send the owl if you need me, or whatever.
Righto.
So scaling this cliff, we're not doing it in the heat of combat, right?
Yep.
I've got a climb speed. Can I just zoop down?
You can attempt, you'd get advantage. The difficult thing about this cliff is climb speed would work if it was a nice solid cliff. This one breaks. And there's the
Okay, yeah,
difficulty.
yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily matter if you can hold on if the cliff just gives out under your weight.
Okay, athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
Athletic, wonderful.
That's an 8. So yeah, you're good at climbing, but you grab onto a couple of footholds, and they just immediately give way, and you just slide holding those 2 pieces of rock. Like, well, these pieces of rock were useful when they were attached to the cliffside. Neither of them are now, and 2d6 damage for you.
Yep. I am going to attempt to climb down.
Oh, come on!
Damn.
Max damage from that.
That is a
fall.
meaty great sword of damage. Fuck me.
As the knight not just ragdolls down the side of the cliff, but happens to land on a rock and just like fully like spine over backwards over the rock. Big crunch as he lands. The worst possible like position that he could have landed.
was
Thief
like,
rogue, I'm so
"Ooh."
glad.
That had to hurt.
Watch your
Right.
footing. Don't put your foot in any of them holes that I've just made. Ah.
I just look at the knife and be like,
Fair
"I know
play.
how it feels."
Despite that, like that's the kind of fall that you could have watched someone do that and they could be dead at the bottom. Knight does walk it off, but yeah ow.
Out of curiosity, Blaze,
Mm-hmm.
see this part of the cliff?
I'm not. Yes?
Is this like a slightly shorter like drop to like a cluster of rocks that I could then just like walk my way, like, you know, like much easily piece my way down? Or
It's a shorter distance, but those rocks are all a pile of very unstable looking
Okay,
rocks,
they're
and a lot of
unstable.
them are jagged.
Gotcha.
So you could, but you'd be incurring your own risks.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna come down the normal way then, just
Righto.
straight down.
Athletics
Athletics.
check.
Alrighty, I'm probably gonna roll my d6 with this. Although,
No, 18 is good enough.
cool.
Unlike everyone else that has been trying to climb down, you get the idea that maybe you just slide because you're gonna slide anyway.
Yeah.
It's a
control the
fast,
slide.
yeah, it's a fast descent, but you kind of lean your back against the cliff to give yourself maximum surface area, slide all the way down. It's harsh on your knees when you land, but you don't take any damage for it. It just doesn't look very pretty.
Yeah. Alright, John, try that. It's a wee bit easier.
Yeah, anything that I can do to make it less shitty. Yeah. So we're gonna try that.
Okay, you try a similar sort of tactic. You can make me an athletics check.
No.
What happened?
I'm going to like point at like areas that look stable from down here and just try to help guide John down.
That look stable.
Yeah, I've just slid down. Like, I'm just gonna be like, that didn't feel as unstable when I was sliding down it. I'm just trying to help.
Righto.
I have an idea. Okay. So with Kruok's help from down below, I'm gonna take my rope and I'm gonna hand it to the guard drake. Well, I'm gonna ask the guard drake to put it in his mouth and hold on to it. I'm gonna use the guard drake as an anchor.
Yeah, currently the difficulty with the guard drake is the guard drake's trying to get to you guys while Vren is holding it back. So the guard drake is not very compliant right now. Like, he
Okay.
wants to be in the direction that you guys are, and Vren is having to kind of struggle with him and be like, no, wait, stop, wait, like repeating commands like that, and he just wants to go.
There is a
Is he
car,
not
though.
listening?
You could use that.
Is Ren speaking in common or draconic?
Draconic, and you can make me an animal handling check to try and get him to do what you want.
Yes, I will. I will do that. That's a 16.
16 is pretty good. He will bite the end of the rope, and he is currently sitting, but he's very excited right now.
Now you're just gonna in draconic. I'm gonna say hold the rope, and then I'm gonna start backing off down the cliff, using the rope and the guard drake as an anchor, and then trying to find stable spots of land like Kruok's pointing out.
Okay. Yep. So, athletics check with advantage because you've got a rope to guide you that is currently anchored.
Okay, straight roll. That's a 12.
Okay. The problem is, as you disappear over the edge of the lip, the guard drake's still holding the rope. He doesn't let go, but as you're out of line of sight, he lunges forward to get to you, making the rope slack, making you drop, which just means you just drop. You just drop on a slack rope. As Vren is dragged to pretty much the edge, like struggling to hold back this guard drake as he is wanting to get to you, you also take 2d6 damage.
I fall the whole way. The guard drake was 30 or 20 feet from the edge. The guard drake wasn't like nearby the edge, so it's not like I'm dropping 5 feet. I'm dropping 20 feet.
Well, let's look at where the guard drake is positioned. Yeah, he was 55 feet from the edge, so he was given the rope, and then he just tried to sprint towards you, and Vren is there holding him, like digging his heels in, doing his best. So yeah, you take the full 12, leaving you with a hit point when you hit the bottom.
I guess I'll have to be significantly more specific next time, yeah, because that's not what I had in mind at all. With regards to the guard drake's position being 80 feet away from the cliff.
I was going to say the rope wouldn't have been long enough.
Because I thought Vren and the guard drake, just because we're not moving tokens on the map, I thought they were here next to us as we were all moving down. So the guard drake was only like 10 or 15 feet from the edge.
No, because Vren was trying to hold him back to move to back where the elk is. Because the plan was that Vren and the guard drake leave, so the guard drake doesn't keep trying to get to you guys, and he's going to settle it down and guard the elk with the guard drake, which means he's moving away from you guys' position. Regardless, you are now all at the bottom of the cliff, I'm going to say in air quotes, safely.
Is the work still over there just being sad?
Yep, it's still over there being sad. It's not being aggressive. Cookie is not being aggressive. There's a load of orc corpses around. It's just kind of laid down at this point.
I'm going to stop concentrating on spike growth before John walks into it, just so I don't kill him.
I assume that it happened already.
I've been keeping up so
about
that things don't come
assumptions.
running out and murdering us.
That would be the tamest way for a party member to die. He just walked into a teammate's spike growth like, Jesus, take me.
Who walked into what?
Nothing.
I love that Kay's not even really here.
No, but listen, I need a lot of water, okay? I just get up to get water and I think I'm not needed.
He hiked on the highway.
Yeah, that happens.
In the
As
summer.
John slid down the cliff and landed and walking away, I'm just gonna say, that's right, just walk it off, champ.
Yeah, John's not having a good time.
And then I gotta stop moving some of the orc bodies, so we don't need
Yeah,
them.
funnily enough, the knight knows exactly how you feel.
Yeah.
Bashed our heads off the same rock.
Croc is going to like just make sure everybody's okay, and then be like, I'm gonna go talk to the guy that's cooking.
You
Like
need,
just see
sorry, yeah.
what's up.
If you need to put him down, just shout.
Aye, I will, but I mean, I don't think so.
Okay. So you approach Cookie.
Yeah.
It's a fair distance to walk, but you see an orc sitting there, like sniffing over a big iron pot. There's a fire underneath it. He is occasionally stirring it. As you get close to Cookie, you notice that he has a big scar that goes from left temple to right temple and 2 milky white eyes. So Cookie is full blind. Like, he has not seen... He hears you approaching and turns head towards you, but, like, there's no visual recognition that you are there from this orc.
Gotcha. No. Okay, I guess I will wait until Liam and Sunny Hut is already cast then. Because we needed to be inside it.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
double checking the description if I could designate a creature or if it had to be in it when I cast the spell. So I can wait for you, but
No, it's fine. We'll get it up so that we know that you guys are safely inside. Because
Yeah.
you've got 1 hit point and Knight is not doing so swell. Get my thing to come back to that by now.
can I use absorb elements because I was technically hit by earth when I hit the ground?
Does it say bludgeoning damage on absorb elements?
It says element. Earth's an element. I'm just kidding.
I think you knew that wasn't working as
Hey,
you were
where's his
trying to argue
inspiration?
for it.
I think that's why
Yeah,
you gave
yeah,
up
no,
halfway through.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good try, though.
Anyway, so 10 minutes later, hut is established.
Yep. When the hut's up, I'm going to say, everybody get ready for a nice wee nap. I'm going to go talk to the bloke that's cooking.
Luna's snoring.
Everyone followed on his example. She's doing great.
John's gonna start flipping through the spell book, looking to see what's in there.
Fucking 1
Which
point of
one?
exhaustion, 1 HP wizard is like, gotta read the book.
Hey, reading is not a strenuous activity. I can rest and read. I will not be staying up all fucking night. But I
you
can
can't
rest and
long
read.
rest and read the whole time, but you can definitely.
You can rest and read, but I'm just saying you're at 1 point of exhaustion with 1 hit point. Make me a constitution save to actually, like, get anywhere into this book before just falling asleep holding it.
This is a consciousness check.
Yeah, con save.
Whoa!
Okay.
Whoa.
If there's anything John can do, it's stave off sleep to read.
Yeah.
Just wizard things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch until I fall asleep. I'm gonna watch John and make sure that I don't need to kill him.
What?
Okay.
What?
Hey!
He's reading the demon book, dude.
I'm reading a spell book. I guess.
Did
I
he
guess
say
you wouldn't
which
know.
book he was reading?
Yeah, which book are you reading?
I said I was gonna read the spell book.
It doesn't really matter. They all came from the same place, right?
Bruh, you
Oh,
have
no.
a
Did
sword that tells you to kill people. I don't want to hear it.
No, it doesn't just tell him to kill people. It tells him to kill you people.
Exactly.
Spellcasters, specifically spellcasters, which I am with 1 hit point, trapped in a
Yeah.
hut with a rogue that just 32 damage.
Oh,
It'll
that's
be fine.
why the
then.
knight's watching you.
Yeah. To be fair, one of the books came from the incredibly handsome dude that we killed, so
Yes,
Um,
and that's
that's
the one that
fine
I'm
then.
reading.
which is the one that he's reading.
Also,
Okay.
you see
Okay.
the
Well, if I recognize that, then I'm gonna chill out a bit.
Can you see the magic item section, John?
Yes, I can. Pretty
Okay,
spell book.
excellent. There is something in there for you.
Okay.
You can study that at your leisure.
also,
Okay.
didn't the knight say they were moving the corpses like away?
Yeah.
They did, yeah.
So like we don't have
Just-
corpses in the hut with us?
Yeah, I just don't think Blaze has got around to it yet.
Okay.
There you go. Okay.
Thank
Thanks.
you. They
Happy
with
smell.
that?
Appreciated.
I definitely did not hear that. My apologies. All right. Well,
Ow.
Croc, you are approaching an orc.
Croc is just gonna say an orcish, obviously. Hello there.
All right.
What's on the menu?
Stew. It's always bloody stew.
Good, good. Are you? Did you hear the commotion?
Just kind of shrugs. Was a bloody commotion in camp.
Good point. The
So-
oh,
Speaking to Cookie and noticing that like a lot of these orcs have replacement parts.
yeah.
Cookie is blind. You don't see any replacement parts on Cookie.
Oh, okay. Um. Do you not go in for the the scaly bits like the others?
You see Cookie like has got like this wooden bowl out and he's spooning a ladle full of food into it. And he kind of taps the edge of the cauldron with a wooden spoon and then points that spoon towards you accusatorily and is like, I don't recognize your voice. But then, like, very counterintuitively, offers you the bowl of food.
Croc will take it and say, "Thank you." And no, but I'm new to the camp.
Yeah. Yeah. Big commotion, and then someone new to the camp walks in.
Yeah,
Oh, I'll bet you know.
yeah.
So, what do you want to know?
Well, everybody seems to have, you know, demony bits, funny arms, funny teeth, funny tongues, funny eyes, that sort of thing.
But they're not demony bits, are they?
Devilly bits.
Yeah, exactly. That whole law and order, obey everything, sign contracts bollocks.
So that's you're not into that.
No real orc should be.
Fair point.
And Cookie does this thing where he like leans his head back and like sniffs the air, and then kind of like rolls his tongue in his mouth and goes, "No devil on you, though." So,
Nope.
you weighing up the decision whether to go in for that?
I'm more interested. I just want to know what's going on. If I'm honest, like a devil attacked the camp. Chieftain's deed, devil's deed. Well, I killed the devil. And there seems to be a wee bit of a debate as to who's the new one in charge.
And despite them being milky white, you see Cookie roll his eyes. Yeah, I'll bet there's a fucking debate about who's in charge now.
Yeah. The first guy that came out on top is deed as well, so.
Yeah, that'll be the story for the next few weeks.
More than likely. As do you know what's in the cave?
Workshops, cultists, and well, you know
The
what?
big-
Fuck knows. The big, sorry, what?
I'm assuming that the big thing's in there somewhere. The big, the devil thing.
Well, and he kind of laughs to himself for a moment and goes, "No one, especially not me, has set eyes on it. Now, I've smelt the effects of it, so I know there's something going on in there, but I don't fucking know if it's in there."
Fair enough.
Look, all I know is that everyone that we've sent to get close has come back dead and then got better. And that don't sit right with me.
No, that doesn't sit right with me either.
Nah.
Don't like that.
Nah. So as far as I'm concerned, I'll keep cooking. Like the rest of it, that's
Yep.
up to the rest of you. Not interested.
No, I think you're quite right there.
You're not just saying that to get a second bowl.
No, I genuinely just I don't like undead things, and from what I've seen so far, I don't really like devil things either.
No, I don't like the bloody smell of this. I don't like it at all. But not many prospects for cook. So here we are.
All right, fair enough. I'm gonna be a bit cheeky here. I hope you don't mind. What happened to your eyes?
Cut out of my head.
That's not actually at the heat, aye.
Well, they're still there, but they don't work.
Please, do I think that I could restore his eyesight with lesser restoration? I can remove the blinded condition.
You could remove the blinded condition. You think it would require a regeneration spell, which is much higher magic
Yeah,
to actually
okay.
repair the eyes.
Gotcha.
Because this isn't like just the blinded condition. This guy has
Yeah.
2 non-functioning eyes.
Yeah. I did think that was the case when you said that they were like cut. Yeah, I don't think I've really got anything to help him.
Well, to be honest, he doesn't look like he's looking for help. He's perfectly happy tending over his soup.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I think Grog will just be like, right, well, I appreciate the food, thank you. And I'll be a bit. Crack, by the way.
Yeah, Cookie. Nice to meet you, Clark.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, Cookie.
And that's weird to hear in Orcish. There are genuinely
Yeah.
not a lot of orcs who will say nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And this guy's a full orc, not a half orc, but
Yeah,
definitely milder temperament to all of the other orcs around here.
Yep.
What works?
Orc works.
There's orcs in the cave and there's orcs further in the camp, so there are other orcs around.
There's orc corpses.
Uh-huh.
I'll be a bit for a bit, so if you need anything, let me know.
Well, always like a story, so if you've got any of them.
I don't know if I've got any ones that are, like, proper interesting. I mean, I did punch an ice troll thing to death with my bare hands. That was fun.
All right. And we'll fade to black on it,
Yeah.
but Cookie is more than happy to sit and listen to any stories of your adventures you've got. And specifically, it doesn't matter if it sounds embellished to him or not. Cookie is just happy to sit and listen. Like, he doesn't get a lot of good conversation, so story seems to be his bread and butter. He is more than happy. And the more stories you tell him, the more he keeps offering you extra food.
Oh my god, he's offering food to the one person that physically can't eat it.
Yep.
If he's okay with me taking like small breaks.
I mean, he's not going to chase you down. Let's just say that much.
What I will do is I'll take the food back to the dome and give it to John if he's still awake.
Yeah, he's still. I mean, he nat 20 that Constitution save.
Yeah.
So against all odds, John is still somehow conscious, despite having bags under his eyes that you could store gold in, and looking like he's literally bleeding, but just refuses to lose consciousness.
John is transcribing a spell into his spellbook right now. When you get back,
Croc's just gonna sit the bowl of stew next to John, give him a thumbs up and back out of the dome and head back to Cookie. And every time Krug gets another bowl, they're just gonna take it to the dome, put it next to somebody, come back and tell another story.
Every time you return to the dome, John has descended into another layer of the Pepe Sylvia meme. Like he's got like transcribing spells with that kind of like look on his face. John's not necessarily going full evil here, but he is going full manic.
Give one to the ward.
Krug is going to remind John to actually get some sleep, though.
Just finish up this last one,
Level 2 exhaustion, here we go.
and then I'll go to bed. I can't imagine it's been more than an hour at this point.
No, it hasn't been more than an hour at this point, but you are greeted with the sight and smell of the first hot meal you've seen in a long time. You've been surviving on rations and cold stuff, and this is stew cooked on a fire.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that for the first 2 or 3 minutes that it's sitting there, John is resisting the temptation and is like focusing on transcribing the book from the pretty spell book to his spell book, and he's focusing, and then he gets a little bit more distracted every couple minutes, and a little bit more distracted, and a little bit more distracted. And finally, after about the 5-minute mark, he just tosses his books to the side and goes like full ravenous, I haven't eaten in a year hunger on this bowl of stew.
I tell you what the tipping point is. It's John telling himself, no, I'm going to finish these spells first. They're more important. And then this glob of saliva hitting the spell book because you didn't realize you were drooling so heavily. And you going, yeah, no, I should eat first because that way I won't be drooling all over my spell book.
Yeah.
And that's the point where he just attacks this bowl of stew. Anyway.
I'll wake anybody up who is like willing to be woken up with hot food.
Yeah, so over the course of the next however long, telling Cookie however many stories, you can feed the rest of your party, so no one has to mark off a ration for this night's rest.
Give one of the work.
Yeah, sure. Krug will take a bowl over to the walk.
Yeah, the warg is still looking incredibly sad. It gives you a half-hearted growl as you approach. Like, it bares teeth and it does growl, but its body language is still very like meek and low to the ground.
Yeah.
Like it's giving its best effort to growl you off, but it's not.
Yeah.
Its heart's not in it.
Yeah. I'll just put the bowl down in front of it and
Yeah, make me an animal handling check. We'll see how this goes.
yeah. This will have my
Perfect. Okay, there's a snap, and like it just locks its jaws around the bowl and then starts chewing. And it's a wooden bowl, but you can hear by the crunching and splintering, like it's gone. The bowl is no more. There is no more bowl to return to Cookie for this one. And it swallows, and like it doesn't seem to hurt it. Like you'd assume that amount of wood going down something's throat would be a bit scratchy, but the warg seems like perfectly happy with that. You get like 2 very lazy, half-hearted wags out the end of its tail, and then it just kind of settles.
I'll give it like a little scratch on the head.
And it just kind of gives like a big old huff, but it's not reacting to your presence, which is not hostile.
Yeah,
so
that's positive. That's positive.
When Kruark hands the knight the stew, he's sat like opposite John, like as opposite as he can be, and you can't tell if he's awake or not immediately because of the mask over his eyes, but he just gently takes it without moving his head or like where his eyes are trained off of John. He just takes it gently off of you and then just slowly starts nursing it.
I don't scratch the knight behind the ears.
Damn.
You're I just imagine. I don't know why I imagined it this way, but like I just imagine the knight like pulling the black blood blade from his belt, and it just morphs into a spoon, and he just starts slowly spooning it into his mouth.
Excellent.
Is it like good stew? It's like orc stew, right?
It's incredibly hearty. So it is like very rich, lots of like big chunky vegetables, and a lot of like
Ooh.
very fatty. Either boar or another kind of like porky meat.
Pork, you say?
Yes.
It's not long pig, is it?
I mean, it might be.
With orcs, it very well could be, but it's actually more likely that they found animals than they found roaming humans in the current climate.
Yeah.
Good.
So yeah, Croc will just make sure that everybody in the Wog is fed, and then just keep chatting with Cookie.
Okie dokie. So time passes pretty quickly in the camp, and after a few hours, orcs will come over. They see you talking with Cookie and like give you like a very "who the fuck are you" kind of look, but they actually just address Cookie and like talk to him about like what the fuck went on. There's a load of orcs dead, and then Cookie just tells them the story that you told them, which is that like you killed the thing that killed them. So like with Cookie as your advocate, they don't even question that, like, because you're the only thing alive over here, and there are just a bunch of corpses.
Yep.
So it genuinely does look like either you killed every other orc over here, or there genuinely was a devil that you slayed solo, which has most of the orcs side-eyeing you and then going, yeah, best not. They get back to their tents very quickly.
Yeah, either way, they're like, yeah, I'm just not gonna get involved.
And they do come over. They trade things with Cookie, so like they give him certain things which he places in his tent and then gives them a bowl of stew. So it looks like Cookie is almost like the quartermaster and cook.
Yeah.
So they'll come over with like raw vegetables and stuff that Cookie like prepares. Some couple of them with like just an animal. So one of them comes over with a rabbit, and
Yeah.
you see Cookie, he just immediately gets to like skinning it and gutting it, and despite not being able to see, he seems to know his way around like the tools he's got. He's perfectly happy like tending to the cooking for the entire camp.
Yeah.
So yeah, despite the fact that these orcs should be hostile with you, seeing you just talking casually with Cookie and not killing Cookie, most of them just they just decide it's above their pay grade and leave. But a lot of the orcs that come over, you'll notice, they look like like for orcs tradesmen. They have axes, but not a lot of them aren't like equipped with great axes on their back. Like they'll have an axe on their hip or like a dagger, and they seem to be like the gatherers side of it. Like the hunters and whatever are the ones that you fought. And this is like a couple of them do have infernal aspects to them, but most of them don't. And anyway, so that's the one eventful thing for the night, but you may all gain the benefits of a long rest because nothing that you guys see happens to you on this night.
Yeah.
Yay.
Wait, something happens to us, but we don't see it?
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh no.
I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure we're not dead.